Good morning, everyone. I hope you're enjoying these Holy Week devotions. You know, it's just so good to be focused on Jesus. I mean, it's so good. Today has a special name. You know, today's called Maundy Thursday. Kind of weird, isn't it? This is the name for the Thursday before Easter. It's observed as a commemoration of the Last Supper. And so we're going to pick up our Passion Week journey with Jesus as he's in the upper room with his disciples. This is a serious, somber moment in his ministry. After all, the shadow of the cross is looming large before him. The disciples are anxious. They're worried as they perceive this mounting hostility towards Jesus, the evidence of a plot to remove him. In the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the focus of this moment is on the Last Supper. However, John draws our attention to another act of Jesus, the washing of the disciples' feet. This is going to be our focus on this Maundy Thursday morning devotion. Are you ready to roll? Are you ready to roll? Thumbs up? We ready to go with this thing? All right, let's do it. Let's turn to the Gospel of John, chapter 13, verse 1. It was just before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin. He began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. Wow. You know, we've heard many talks about this moment where Jesus humbled himself and he served and he washed his disciples' feet. But today, what's jumping out at me is this statement. It's in verse 3. It says that Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power. That's an awesome statement. It's a reminder that power isn't best represented by how many people are serving us. That's not how we know whether or not we have power. Instead, power is displayed by how many people we are willing to serve. This statement also underscores the importance of knowing who we are, knowing why we are here, and knowing where we're going. This truth gave Jesus the grace to step into his mission, to step into his calling. Hey, let's return now to the Gospel of John, chapter 13. We're going to keep going now. Verse 6. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "No," said Peter, "you shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." Jesus answered, "Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." For he knew who was going to betray him. And that was why he said not every one was clean. When he'd finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and he returned to his place. "Do you understand what I've done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." You'll be blessed if you do them. It's not just about hearing, it's about doing, church. But check this out. Did you notice Peter's initial reaction when Jesus came to wash his feet. What did he say? "You shall never wash my feet." I mean, Peter, he's so sure that he's right. All the other disciples, "Oh, you're letting Jesus, wash your feet and do this act of servanthood toward you. Oh, but I'm better than that. I'm Peter. I'm going to show you that I understand who Jesus really is. I love him so much more than you, and I would never let him do something like this, serve me in that way." Yet Peter was totally unaware that what was motivating this statement was pride, self-righteousness, ignorance, all wrapped up in his statement. Do we ever do this? Do we ever have some of Peter in us like this, failing to really understand what it is God's doing in our lives? Well, Jesus corrects Peter and essentially tells him, "Hey, look, buddy, if you don't let me wash you, if I don't wash you, if you're not made clean by me, then you will have no part with me." Let's look at this pride thing just a little deeper here this morning. Pride's no good. Self-righteousness, man, it's like a sneaky trap that's going to rob us of fully receiving all that Christ has for us. Lord, I just ask even now that you would just strip me of all of that, any pride and self-righteousness, God. Lord, may I humble myself before you all the time, every day, in every way. Yes, Lord, that's my prayer. That's my desire. But here's what I want to understand before we finish today's devotion. Let's make sure we grab hold of this. See, throughout this account, throughout this Passion Week, on his way to the cross, Jesus never panics. Have you noticed that? He never panics. He's always in control, moving with like this peaceful majesty through all of these dramatic events of his arrest, his appearance before Herod, Pilate, the chief priest, all the way to the cross. Jesus is in full control and at perfect peace. And this is amazing. Check this out. Jesus made this amazing statement. Look at this. It's found in John, once again, the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 27. Jesus says, "Peace I leave you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." Amen. Amen. And so come on now, when we realize that Jesus is in full control, when we know he's large and in charge, he's in full control, we too can move through all the ups and the downs that life throws at us, and we can do it with perfect peace. Jesus has given us his perfect peace. We too can walk through the different trials with confidence. We can walk through this coronavirus and social distancing, physical distancing, all of this kind of stuff, changes with jobs and businesses. We can walk through this with confidence and with peace. Confidence that God has gone before us. He has our lives in his strong and sovereign hands. We are his children. He is our God. Well, tomorrow is Good Friday. And I hope you join me as we're going to be taking communion together. So if you could, tomorrow morning when you join us for this live stream, bring some bread with you and some juice, and let's be ready when we sit down for our devotion to take communion together. May the Lord bless you. May your day be filled with that peace that Christ has left you. Blessings. Love y'all.